I want to welcome you back to Black Site, and tonight I want to talk to you about the future coming month-long quarantine for all Americans. You have seen yesterday that President Donald Trump has announced a national state of emergency. I live in New York State. We have had a state of emergency for almost a week. And now we're starting to see that kids will be out of school until probably past Easter break. But when you start seeing these signs happen all around the country, you're starting to see over in Ohio, Governor DeWine and his state public health director saying it's possible that they may have had 100,000 people with coronavirus. You hear the Governor Mayor Hogan talking about the coronavirus is spreading in Maryland, and you also heard the governor of Colorado, and we know about Washington, California, and other states. Now that they're going to be ramping up testings at local CVS's, Rite Aids, to where you can drive by and get tested for the coronavirus, you will see it jump all throughout this nation. But what I'm here to tell you is that yes, everybody should be prepared for this possible upcoming month-long quarantine, and especially African Americans. We seem to be in a fall. We seem to be behind the pale what I'm talking about when it comes to preparation. A lot of people used to laugh at preppers who would always put certain goods away for a month or two to prepare from an upcoming epidemic or something of that nature. And the Mormons are extremely good about it. It's taught in their religion. They put along a month's long water and canned goods if something was to happen, so they will have food, so they will have something to drink. But we have a problem. We have 72% of our community headed by single mothers. And what I would like to tell them right now is, if possible, take some money that if you working, or possibly if you're receiving SNAP or food stamps, get canned goods, which are extremely cheap. Get one of those tubs, pretty big. Just put the canned goods in there. If you have children, get things like spaghetti, things that are extremely cheap but that can get you along for a long time. You can make a pot of spaghetti with spaghetti, which is not expensive. Things like chili. You can make string beans, with a piece of turkey. Things where you can have and it will last you at least a month. Because under these quarantine conditions that the government will have, it will be similar to Italy, in which you might be able to go out and go shopping. But they will not care if you'll be trying to go on Channel 7 and tell the whole world that I don't have no food. You have to understand, we're talking about a pandemic. We're talking about an airborne pandemic. And people are not going to have sympathy like this is Katrina or something. Everybody has to deal with a situation where you and your family comes first. And people are going to tell you that you are responsible for yourself and your children. So you might as well start planning right now. You sometimes have to plan for the worst. And I believe this might get worse. Yes, you will need toilet paper. Yes, you will need those necessary items to survive. But especially, you will need food. And if you spend whatever SNAP or whatever money you may have left, if you spend it wisely and get those items that will last a long time, items where you can stretch your food, And this is a good time to talk to older people because they are extremely good at stretching food. But I do worry about my community because we are the type of community we'll wait till something actually happens and start complaining instead of getting prepared right now. Because the way everything is ramping up, it seems like it's going to get worse. If you've seen what happened in Italy, it just boom, it exploded. See, they was getting a few cases, all of a sudden it exploded around the whole country. Now they're saying, the experts, is that France is next and possibly Germany. Macron talked about it in France growing extremely fast, and Angela Merkel of Germany said she believes between 70 and 80% of her country may catch the coronavirus. And they're talking about basically that this thing is going to spread throughout Europe. This is why the president put a travel ban on Europe. But when this thing is like a wildfire, the government is going to take drastic means. And I'm talking about the means that they catch you outside, they might give you a ticket. But if they catch you outside with those emergency powers that the president and your governor has, they may take you out. They're not going to be playing out here with you. Yes, you have to be responsible. My community has to be responsible. Everyone has to be responsible for taking care of yourself. And plenty of people out here are going to let this slide until the last minute. And at the last minute, you're going to go to the store and there's going to be nothing in the store because the people who are planning are stocking goods right now. And I'm not saying they're stocking the most expensive goods. They're stocking goods that if they can open with a can opener and eat the food. I'm not talking about expensive meats like steak, shrimp, or something like that. I'm talking about basic canned goods that you can buy at a store for extremely cheap. String beans. You buy rice. You can buy corn. Just buy those soups, things that you can put on the stove and you can make last long. And make sure you have the basic sanitizers, the basic soaps that you can have that will last a certain period of time. I don't want to see people roaming the streets and the police and the military doing what they will do in these circumstances. Black people, take this seriously. All Americans take this serious, but I'm talking especially about our community because I saw what happened with Katrina. And it wasn't pretty when people stayed in New Orleans instead of heeding the warning and getting out. Listen to what your local officials, your state officials, and some of the national officials are telling you. They will give you signs of what's coming in the future. And what's coming in the future does not look good right now. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.